Here is something most professionals do not realize. You spend roughly 28% of your entire work week reading and responding to emails. That is about 11 hours every single week, more than an entire working day just on email. And the worst part is not the volume. It is the 10 to 15 minutes you spend staring at a blank reply, trying to find exactly the right words for one important message. What if that took 2 minutes instead? That is what this video is about. Not a tool review, not a generic tutorial, a specific method you can use today to write faster, better emails using AI in your own voice. Now, most people assume the hard part about using AI for email is learning the technology. It is not. The tools are easy. ChatGPT, Claude, Copilot, Gemini. You can open any of them right now and type a request. The actual problem is what comes out. This is what happens when you type, "Write me an update email." You get something that is technically correct, but completely soulless. It sounds like every other AI email on the planet. Your colleagues will notice, your manager will notice. And this is not just my opinion. Researchers at the University of Florida published a study showing that AI-generated workplace emails can actually erode trust between colleagues. When your message sounds generic, people feel it, even if they cannot articulate why. It creates distance. So here is the real issue. When you give AI a vague instruction, you get a vague email. The problem is not the tool, it is the input. And that is exactly what we are going to fix. Every great email prompt comes down to 3 things. I call it the APC formula: audience, purpose, and constraints. Audience means telling AI exactly who is going to read this email. Not just my manager, but my VP who has 200 unread emails and only reads the first 2 sentences. That changes everything about how AI writes the message. Purpose means telling AI what this email should accomplish. Not send an update, but get approval for a revised timeline or decline a request without damaging the relationship. When you name the outcome, AI structures the entire email around it. Constraints are the guardrails. How long should it be? What tone? What should it definitely not include? This is the part most people skip entirely, and it is the reason their AI emails sound like everyone else's. When you combine all 3, you go from a vague wish to a specific instruction, and specific instructions produce emails you would actually send with your name on them. Let me show you this in action with 3 real scenarios that professionals face every week. Scenario 1. You sent an email 4 days ago. No response. You know you need to follow up, but you do not want to sound annoying. Most people either wait too long or write something passive-aggressive, like "per my last email." Here's the prompt I would use. I sent an email to my project manager about a missed deadline on the Atlas project last Thursday. No response. Write a follow-up that is polite but creates urgency. Reference the original request. Include a specific next step. Tone, professional but gently firm. Under 80 words. Look at what comes back. It is specific. It references the actual situation. It has a clear ask, and it is under 80 words, which means the recipient will actually read it. Compare that to what you would get if you just typed "write a follow-up email." Night and day. Scenario 2. This one is harder. A senior colleague, someone you respect, asks you to take on extra work. You cannot, but you also do not want to damage the relationship. This is the email most people rewrite 5 times before sending.
I need to decline a request from a senior director who asked me to lead the Q3 vendor evaluation. I'm at capacity with 2 other priority projects. Write a response that declines clearly, acknowledges the importance of their request, and suggests an alternative. Tone, warm but firm, under 100 words. Notice how it acknowledges their request first, then declines with a real reason, then offers an alternative. That structure, acknowledge, decline, redirect, is exactly how experienced professionals handle these situations. The AI just did the wordsmithing for you. Scenario 3.
Your project is delayed. You need to tell senior leadership. This is the email where most people either overshare every detail, burying the lead, or they minimize the problem and lose credibility later. I need to inform my VP that Project Atlas is delayed by 2 weeks due to API integration issues. We've already reassigned 2 engineers and started parallel testing. No budget impact. I need the VP to approve the revised timeline. Write an email that leads with the mitigation plan, not the failure. Tone, confident, and accountable. Under 150 words. This is the key insight here. I told AI to lead with the mitigation, not the failure. That one instruction completely changes how the email reads. A VP does not want to hear about your problems. They want to know what you are doing about them and what decision they need to make. Cal Newport wrote in Deep Work that professionals lose an average of 23 minutes every time they switch tasks. A well-structured email, one that gets answered on the first read, does not just save you time, it saves the reader time, and that is what earns respect. Now, here is where most people stop. They get the first draft and they send it. That is a mistake. Every prompt I use has a second step. I call it make it better. After the first draft, you send one more instruction that sharpens the output. Now rewrite this, assuming my VP is skeptical and might push back on the timeline. Make it more persuasive without being aggressive. That took 15 seconds, and the second version is meaningfully better. It anticipates objections, it is more confident. This is the step that separates professionals who get average AI output from those who get output they are genuinely proud of. And if the email sounds too polished, to AI, use this one line. This sounds too formal. Here is how I actually write. Direct, short sentences, no corporate jargon, slightly informal. Rewrite in my voice. That single instruction, describing your real writing voice, is the most powerful technique in this entire video. It transforms AI from a generic writing tool into something that sounds like you. So, how do you actually integrate this into your day? Here is what I recommend. Step 1. Open your inbox. Identify the 3 hardest emails you need to write today. These are the ones you have been avoiding, the ones that require careful wording. Step 2. Use the APC formula for each one. Audience, purpose, constraints. Paste it into your AI tool, get the first draft. Step 3. Use one make it better follow-up on each. Then review, add your personal touch, and send. 3 hard emails. Maybe 10 minutes total. Instead of the 45 minutes you used to spend drafting, rewriting, second-guessing, and staring at the screen. And here is what matters. Those are the emails that shape how people perceive you at work. They deserve your best thinking. AI just handles the wording. There is a concept in Jeff Olson's book, The Slight Edge, that applies perfectly here. The idea is simple. Small, consistent actions compound over time. Writing 1 better email today does not feel dramatic, but writing 3 better emails every day for 30 days, that is 90 communications where you sounded sharper, more professional, and more in control than you would have otherwise. People do not notice the first better email. They notice the pattern. After a few weeks, your manager reads your updates and thinks, this person communicates really well. That perception compounds, and it starts with 2 minutes and 1 prompt. If you want to start using prompts like these today, I put together a free guide, 10 AI prompts that save professionals 5+ hours a week. It covers emails, meetings, status updates, and more. The link is in the description. If this helped you think differently about how you use AI at work, subscribe. I put out 1 practical video every week. No hype, no theory, just methods you can use on Monday morning. Stay sharp, stay ahead. See you soon.